Just finished week 62 of the trading challenge, trading from $100 to $1,000,000. Currently at 22.4k, which is a 2.4k increase from last week when we were at 19.9k. I didn't take any trades this week because the market's been pretty dead, so there's no point in even taking trades. Most of them are shit. So yeah, I won't go into any of that, but I'll just have a look at the overall market and show the portfolio. So same thing, we have only $500 on Pulse. I legit did nothing this week, trading wise or anything really. And then the portfolio is still just MOG, which is wrecked. And yeah, we have the IMF position, so we got 33k-ish in MOG. And we have a 10k borrowed money. So yeah, that's pretty much that. We have 22k on ETH, 500 on Pulse, and it's just in USDC. And then that's it. So not really much to cover there, but the overall market, let's have a look at that. So we did have a green week. We finally got out of that little terrible dip that we were on. The market does still look, it's going to look shit until it actually recovers, if it does. Like, realistically, everything's flipped red. It's broke all the support, the 50 EMA, all that shit. We've already spoke about all that. Bitcoin looks terrible. It looks weak. But, there's not much we can do about that. The reality is we're either going to pump or we're going to fucking go to zero. And the only thing that hasn't pumped is, the business cycle, which every cycle has been the top of crypto. And so, there's a good chance that we get another move up in the overall market. And there's also a possibility we go down. We have the whole 4-year cycle that's been done, but then at the same time, we haven't had euphoria, all that shit. We already know all of this. So there's no point going over it all again. But overall, we're in a pretty much, similar situation as last week. Nothing is going to change, basically, until Bitcoin proves itself again. And it goes, it legit needs to go to all-time high, realistically, right? That's the only way people are going to be bullish again. Even if it gets to 110, which is still pretty fucking good, it could easily just be a head and shoulders, right? So we need to see an all-time high on Bitcoin over the next, months or whatever. Yeah, so Ethereum as well, nice green candle, bouncing off the support level that we have right here. And yeah, pretty expected to find some support here. And we just need to see it not go to fucking zero. So, the super trend did flip red on ETH as well, but that is usually the bottom, right? So take this, for example. This was your bottom when it flipped red, and then it just went sideways for 3 months. And usually when it flips red, it is 100 days before you really see any proper upward movement. So that takes us to February, March, right? Let's go look at others / BTC. This is probably the most bullish chart that you can look at, right? Because it does look bullish to me, right? I would want to buy this shit, which basically means you're bullish on altcoins. So if we just take a look at this, you have a falling wedge, and normally they break up. So this is the Fed balance sheet. You can see the last time they cut, well, not cut, but ended QT, it was legit the exact bottom for the altcoins, right? And we're in a pretty similar situation now. We know that December QT is ending. So hopefully that is bullish for altcoins. We break out of this falling wedge and they can start outperforming Bitcoin, right? And who knows how explosive that move will be, but hopefully it is a good move and we can see some altcoins start to fly, get some life back in crypto, because there really isn't a lot happening anymore, right? It's been probably the most quiet it's been the whole cycle, right? And it just feels completely dead right now. There is nothing happening, or very few things happening. There's still some shit coins pumping here and there, but overall the atmosphere is dead, right? And we need to see something big happen for the life to come back to the market, and then we can start making good money again. The stock market is almost all-time high, right? Crazy recovery, but it does I don't know, I don't trust it just yet. I want to see it actually make the all-time high. This could easily roll over next week, and that would make a head and shoulders, right? But yeah, overall, everything's looking a bit, nothing looks strong right now. Everything looks very weak, and the overall sentiment's terrible. Silver, on the other hand, is fucking ripping all-time highs, looking amazing, right? This shit is one of the best charts. And gold also looks good though, so that's not a good thing. You know, gold, usually you want gold to stop pumping before Bitcoin runs. It hasn't made an all-time high or anything yet, so we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, it looks good to be honest. So that could be bearish for Bitcoin, but eventually, you know, in theory, the money will flow down to Bitcoin, then your altcoins, etc. So maybe we do get a longer cycle, maybe we don't. Who the fuck knows? We'll see soon enough. And yeah, so that's all. I'm just gonna cut it there. Thanks for watching, guys. We're at 22.4k, and I'll see you all next week.